Hey guys, it's your girl Chocolate Curls, and in today's video we're going to get rid of these crusty, dusty ends. I've already trimmed the left side that I'm touching now, but the right side has not been done yet. And I've cut off about 2 inches, as you can see here. Thankfully I wore a shirt with stripes, but we're going to hop right into the video. So I am well overdue for a trim, but what better time than the present? So I'm gonna go ahead and get started and put just this half of my hair in a ponytail to get it out of the way. And I'm gonna take a even part across the back of my head. What I'm gonna do is comb out this section with a skinny tooth comb to make sure it's as straight as possible and as even as possible, and then just snip it right off. That's just about it. I do a few cuts in different angles to make sure it's all even all around. After I do the one going straight down, I kind of like comb it to the side and trim and make sure it's all even. But I'm going to continue doing this throughout my head. I did blow out my hair first with my Revlon one-step air dryer to make sure that, I can get my hair as straight as possible before trimming it, because when you cut your hair curly, you don't always get an even cut, and I kind of want an even cut. And next I'm going to take my next section. I'm going to comb it out with the larger comb and then move over to a smaller comb. It doesn't matter how many big combs you have to use, just try and make your way down to a rat tail comb if possible, and then comb that hair straight down and do an even cut right across. The first cut I normally do is cutting off all of those knots and split ends, and then the second cut is just the cleanup to just make sure everything is nice and even. The second cut I normally don't cut off too much, just a little bit to get an even cut straight across. If you are a beginner to trimming your hair, I would advise that you do smaller sections and don't do really big sections at a time. Take your time and go row by row, doing as little as possible and making sure you comb your hair out nicely to get a nice even cut in the end, which I'm doing here. So I'm going to comb it down straight down, then I'm going to just grab the ends with my finger, making sure it's still straight, and bring it towards my eye view so that I can cut it straight across. I've honestly been trimming my hair for quite a while now, so like me cutting my hair is no big deal. It does take a lot of practice, and luckily if you're natural, your hair doesn't have to really be completely even when you are cutting it, like when you're wearing it, because our curls shrink up and some curls shrink up to different lengths. So the main key to your trim is to try and get as many of those split ends and knots off of your hair, because that can make the detangling process on wash days a lot longer. And I have like crazy looking ends, as you can see now, and it might be due to the color that I have, I'm not sure, but all I know is it's time for a trim. So I'm going to just cut all of that off straight across. And I mainly cut off all of my knots from the bottom, really. I didn't know how much I was going to do when I started, but when I looked at my ends and I saw all of those crazy looking knots, I was like, okay, this is how much I'm going to cut. And I cut off the same amount as I went up. I didn't cut more on one section and less on the other. No, I tried to cut off the same amount with every section that I did. And every time after I do my small sections, I try and comb it all together and get one nice even cut to make sure it's as even as possible overall. As you can see here, I do feel like my hair is a lot shorter than it was now, but I don't really mind, because healthy hair is the key and not so much length, because healthy hair will grow very long. So don't worry about maintaining length. So basically just comb your hair to be as straight as possible, and then like keep it in the same way that you combed it. Don't try and twist the hairs up or anything like that. Try and keep it combed even down, so when you cut it, you get a straight cut, nice and across, and when you do let go of it, it's still that nice even cut. Don't twist the hair or anything. You see how after I comb it out, I keep it as straight as possible in between my fingers, and then I do my trim on the end. I'm going to show you one more time. I keep it all nice and even and clip it. After I go section by section in this back quarter of my hair, I'm going to comb my hair out kind of like a fan out to the side, making sure to get it all out. Like, I'm kind of just fan it out. I don't know how to explain this, but just think of it like a fan on the side. And then I'm going to make sure it's even this way. So I'm going to just cut it like this, get this section. During these cleanups, I do not cut a lot of hair off, because I've already cut a lot off in the primary cut that I did. So these are literally just cleanups. If you are a beginner and you're scared to kind of mess up your hair when cutting it, you can just do the primary cut and the first cleanup. You don't have to do this like what I'm doing now, but I like my hair to look as even as possible, and I know how to cut my hair. I've been doing it for a while, so this is like nothing new to me, but as you can see, it's super even now. Like, I think I did a good job. What do you guys think? Now I'm going to go through my front section with the same technique. This may be a lot easier since it is like the front of my head and I can see it a lot more. But I'm going to go through the technique once more for you guys. I'm going to comb it straight down and try and keep it as straight as I combed it in my hands. And then I'm going to do the first cut, cutting off as many uneven knots, all of that, cutting all of that off, snipping it right away. Then I'm going to do the next section and do the same thing. You can comb it with a big comb first and then go ahead with the skinny comb. Trying to make sure you get it as straight as possible. I start off with the big comb first because I don't want to just, if my hair is nappy, it's better to start off big than work your way down small because our hair is really thick and coarse and all of that. So you want to start off with a bigger comb and work your way down. Then I'm going to comb it all together, make sure it's even, do a little cleanup. A lot of times there's almost nothing that I have to do, as you can see here. But I'm going to make sure regardless. I haven't trimmed my hair like this in about 2 months, so it was well overdue, and I'm not really worried about how much I'm cutting off because it's just hair and I know it'll grow back and my curls will look 10 times better when it's nice and all of those dead crazy looking ends are off versus holding on to them and it's just holding me back from looking fabulous. I want my curls to be popping, and the best way to get your curls to be popping is to cut off those dead knotty ends that are holding you back. Do not be afraid of a trim. Do not be afraid of a trim. Like, go for it. I'm telling you, go for it. It's one of the best things I've ever done, and I continue to do it just because my hair grows 10 times faster when I get rid of dead ends. Like, it's definitely worth it. And now I'm going to do my little fanning out technique and kind of comb it all out to the side and make sure it's even this way. It's even for the most part, but you can see I have some pieces that kind of just stick out crazily. And I'm going to just cut that off and boom, nice and even. And now I want to show you guys the difference I was trying to show you all in the beginning. Now you can appreciate it a lot more, being that you just went with me through the process of trimming my hair. This side here is the part that did not get trimmed at all, and then this side here is the side that did get trimmed. It's now even and free of split ends. You can see like I don't have a bunch of raggedy ends on that side like I have on the side I'm about to cut, and that's what I'm about to get rid of right now. I've already went through the process of going row by row on this side and making sure it's even, and now I'm going to do my little fanning out technique to do the finishing touches, and it's honestly not much at all. It's just those little crazy ends, stubborn ends that don't want to go away, and I just trim them off right then and there. Okay, so now I'm just going to show you all the finished product. It's all cut now and it's all even, and luckily I wore a striped shirt, so you can see that all around I got a nice even cut. And this really just came from practice. This has just come from me trimming my ends for so long. So if you follow this technique and go row by row first and then do a nice cleanup on the end, I'm pretty sure you will get a nice even cut. And if not, you will still get a nice cut and get as much split ends off as you possibly can. And what I also suggest is that you do not cut off 3 inches from one section and 1 inch from another. Try and keep the same amount. Like as you go around, try and cut the same amount off. And also, if this is your first time trimming your hair, go small and cut off maybe ½ an inch first. See how you do that time, and if you do good, the next time you're trimming your hair, try 1 inch or however much you need to cut off. Length is not what I'm worried about. Healthy hair is what I'm worried about, but I still have some in the end. It will grow a lot longer, being that I'm trimming it. My hair will be healthy, and healthy hair grows long. And I did blow my hair out with my one-step hair dryer like I said before, and that tutorial is up on my channel. I will put it below if you're interested in watching it, because that blow dryer is awesome. And I'm gonna go ahead and go get my hair braided up. I'm so happy. Thank you guys for watching. It was a pleasure having you here. If you're not already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe now. You don't want to miss any of my new uploads. And that is all. I hope you all liked it. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to comment below. If you have any questions, feel free to write me on Instagram, Twitter, comment below here. Feel free to ask me because I'm here to help. Trimming your hair may not be easy at first, but you will get the hang of it. So don't be scared. Go ahead and go for it. Also, feel free to like this video if you enjoyed. And that is all I have for today. Mwah.